This is a guided meditation to discover and support experiencing the masculine and feminine energies, the earthbound. What that means is we often refer to this as the medicine wheel, where the East and the West come together, courage and compassion, masculine and feminine, sunrise, sunset, sunlight, darkness, come together to create full presence. So I want you to wiggle your toes and feel your seat in your chair. Allow yourself just to breathe in, breathe out. Continue to do this of breathing in, breathing out, until you feel nice and tingly and warm, and especially around your heart. So if it helps, put your hand over your heart or both hands, and just feel the warmth of the loving energy your heart provides. It's interesting is no matter what tradition we talk about, the heart is where we talk about love. And yet we ignore that we have a heart full of love at any time. So as you continue to breathe in and get more closer to feeling your heart energy, I want you to walk with me to a place not far from here. It's actually quite close. We're going to walk through a little bit of brush. You might hear some gravel under your feet. There's a little water from a rain earlier. You're going to see that there's water on some of the leaves. And you feel the sunlight coming in on one side of your body, and the other side, you're actually feeling the shade. So you're having light and dark simultaneously as you walk. And as we continue to walk, we're moving towards this amazing place where there's this stone medicine wheel. And you feel the energy off this medicine wheel when we get closer. A little deeper than you may have ever experienced. The reason you're feeling it is it's your center, the core of who you are, asking you to come get rebalanced, get recentered in who you are. And as we step on this wheel, and this time clearly I will be beside you, walking with you to support you, is we're going to step on the wheel and walk to the center. And in the center, we began to realize that this is truly where we were always meant to be. But sometimes it's difficult for us to realize that the illuminating light coming in from the four directions, plus up and below, to create the seventh connection inside our heart, often gets ignored. So as we stand here, I want you to turn with me, and we're going to face the east, and we're going to ask the great feminine or the great masculine energy to come to our front, while the great feminine comes directly to our back. We want them just to stand there so you feel the two sides, the dichotomy of compassion being held in your back and the courage facing you in the front. And then as they release a little bit so we can recognize what's going on, we're going to turn to the right and realize that in the south is the future, that place where we create not only our children, but the future generations. And we're going to turn completely around 180 and see that the past, all the 7 generations and even further, of all the ancestors who have brought something to us, given to us, who we are, whether it be genetically or what I often refer as energetically. Some of the things that we're going to work on in this life's experiences. We don't have to accept them. We don't have to work through them blindly. We can work through them clearly. And so I'm going to ask you to turn again 180 degrees so you're facing the south. And as you do that, I want you to recognize this on your left now is the masculine energy of courage and sunshine, daylight. And on your right is compassion, love, often hidden in the shadows and the darkness. We don't hold that well in our society. We're going to create a little energy by inviting them east and west, fire and water, to integrate and come together. Because when we do that, the ancestors move forward, fully forward into the present moment while you stand in the center. And the future that has not yet been born comes back to its rightful place of creation, which is the present moment. And when we do this, we realize that every moment, every instant is an infinite set of possibilities of who we are or who we could become. We also realize that the point of power is only in the present. All creation is in the present. The past has already happened. The future is still imagination. So the only place of any creation as a human being is in the present moment. Slowly now, we're going to invoke the divine masculine and feminine, which is that above and that below, because the earthly masculine and feminine is learning human compassion and courage. But divine courage and compassion comes from above and below. And you might now begin to experience that the energy is starting to come up through the earth, through your feet. And if you pause long enough to breathe, you realize the crown is starting to open and a divine energy above is coming down. And as the two of those come together, it's not electrifying, it's actually euphoric. And they stop right at the heart, regenerating, rejuvenating our heart to remind ourselves this is who we are. And then we go one step further, which is we go down to the solar plexus, and the heart reunites with the mind to thank it for all the rules and the various things that it has set up to help us feel safe and to have a human experience. But we're going to invite it to allow us to have a spiritual experience, a reminder of who we are and where we came from. So as we stand there and this energy begins to swirl clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time, we begin to realize that our true spirit is now surfacing. It is becoming clearly aware for us, not to be afraid of, just something we forgot, because in the creation process, we had to separate the masculine and feminine to create the past and the future. But when we integrate the two of them, what it ends up doing is it creates a present moment of impacted with all the potential of all creation. It's when we realize we do have the capacity in a time-based world to create the life we want, to be the person we truly are and always have been, simply until we remember, because we forget. As you feel these energies, I ask that you express your gratitude. Feel this in every cell of your body, what this feels like, and feel the gratitude of the gift of life that you have. Send that gratitude out, all 6 directions, east, west, north, south, up, down, and most importantly, in yourself. If there's something you're not sure of, simply acknowledge it. For it to be cleared or transformed more likely, so that you can have the awareness that you need. Slowly now, we're going to try something. We're going to elevate. We're going to rise up slightly above, touching the earth. So we actually recognize and can feel all the directions supporting us, especially above and below, to remind us that we are a spiritual being. Feel that illuminating light holding you, loving you, protecting you, creating you. Breath in, breath out. Always remember, this is a place you can always come to for your own meditation, for your own protection, for your own rejuvenation. slowly now, we're going to bring you back down to the center of the wheel. We're going to slow down the twirling energies, allowing them to just be nice and easy, slowly release, returning the energies above, the energies below, the energies of the north and the south, the east and the west. We're going to stand for a moment and just feel the wholeness of who we are and the clarity. And then as that moment, you have that imprinted on all your cells and your awareness, acknowledge that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. We are both. We are evolving and are learning how to be a human. But we are also spiritual, supporting an integration of self-awareness, of spirit and matter, heaven and earth, in our human self. Now I'd like you to walk with me now. We're going to step off the wheel. It's always available for you to come back. So we're going to walk through the brush in the woods, the damp leaves. Now noticing that the sun's on our left side and the shade's on our right side, reminding us that the masculine and feminine is always with us. The question is, do we wish to balance it? Continue our walk until we get back to this room, this place, where you wiggle your toes and your fingers and begin to fully integrate what it is you just experienced.